So let's continue the Hatha Yoga. So we have been discussing about Hatha Pradipika. So now let's move on to another very important, authentic, classical text of Hatha Yoga, that is Gheranda Samhita. Okay, so I'll share my presentation. One second. Yes, so fine. Is the screen is visible? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Great. Yes. So, Gheranda Samhita, this is one of the very important and authentic classical text of Hatha Yoga. So, there are many techniques of Hatha Yoga are being discussed in this Gheranda Samhita book. So, as you know that the Gheranda Samhita, this is actually the dialogue or the conversation between the Gheranda Muni and his disciple Chandakapali. So here Gheranda Muni or the sage Gheranda is the guru. He is the guru and Chandakapali is his disciple. So it widely differs from Hatha Pradipika and other text on Hatha Yoga. There is another name for this, that is Ghatastha Yoga, Ghatha Yoga or Ghatastha Yoga. So like this, usually it is called. So here Ghatha, so you might be knowing what is Ghatha, indicates not only body but also that make a person as a unit. So generally, the general meaning of Ghatha is like it's a pot. Okay. So Gheranda Samhita again also known as Saptanga Yoga. So as there are seven limbs, like in our Ashtanga Yoga, how eight limbs are there. In the same way, in Ghatastha Yoga or Ghatha Yoga or Gheranda Samhita, there are seven limbs and hence it is known as Saptanga Yoga. So it contains seven chapters and seven types of techniques are there which are useful in conditioning the body, because here the Gheranda Muni mainly emphasizes on becoming fit. Because see, as you know that first of all we need to be healthy, we need to be fit, because then only we can go for the higher level of practices. Of course, anyway there are many higher level of practices are mentioned in the later chapters, but in the beginning he mentions that we need to be fit enough in order to go for the higher level of practices, because ultimately the aim of all yoga, any stream of yoga if you take, that is attaining the ultimate state that is called as samadhi. Okay, so here there are various techniques starting from the purification. It leads to, first of all, it is helpful to attain good health. Later on, the highest level of concentration or samadhi or whatever you may call it. So in his teaching, especially the Gheranda Muni, so anyway, today we'll discuss about the first chapter. Okay, Gheranda Muni, he mentions that, see, there is no news like Maya, illusion, and there is no greater power than yoga. There is no greater friend than knowledge, and no greater enemy than egoism. That is how he defines. Because the shloka, I'll show you the shloka also. It is the third, fourth shloka in Gheranda Samhita, first chapter. नास्ति मायासमः पाशो नास्ति योगात् परं बलं नास्ति ज्ञानात् परो बन्धुः न अहङ्कारात् परो रिपुः. So there is no fitter like Maya or illusion. There is no greater power than yoga. Nasti yogat param balam. Nasti jnanat paro bandhu. There is no greater friend, bandhu, than knowledge. And no enemy worse than egoism. So ripu means the enemy. There is no enemy greater than or worse than egoism. So this is how he explains here, because ultimately yoga has that power to overcome illusion, to overcome the egoism. So it is very interesting text with lot of practical aspects, because as you know, in many of the yogic text, philosophical way, if you think, see, there are many texts which explains about the higher levels of yoga, all these things, but how we can achieve, what are the basic level, what we can do using our body. Okay, so in that, Gheranda Samhita stands first, because there are a lot of practices, lot of purificatory techniques, lot of asanas are being explained. So we'll discuss that one by one. Before that, let's briefly go for the about here. What are the practices are there in Gheranda Samhita? So as we discussed, there are 7 chapters or 7 limbs. Since it is therefore it is known as Saptanga. It starts with the kriyas, then asanas, mudras, pratyaharas, pranayamas, dhyana, and samadhis. So in total, there are 102 practices. Okay, there are 21 kriyas are there, and 32 asanas. Mudras are 25, pratyaharas are 5, pranayamas are 10, 3 types of dhyana, and 6 types of samadhis. So these many number of practices are there. If you go back to the time period of Gheranda Samhita, it is somewhat between 19th century, 18th, 19th century. In that is the time period of Gheranda Samhita. So here the discussion or the conversation starts with the Gheranda Muni by Chandakapali. He is the disciple. So he asks, Ghatastha Yogam. Ghatastha Yoga. He mentions the word Ghatastha Yoga. O master of yoga, I now wish to know the Ghatastha Yoga which leads to the knowledge of reality. Idanim Shrotumichami Yogeshwara Vadaprabho. Ghatastha Yogam Yogesha Tattvajnanasya Karanam Idanim Shrotumichami Yogeshwara Vadaprabho. That is how the Chandakapali asks. Okay, fine. So let's move on to the next one. So now what he says. So fourth shloka we discussed. See, Abhyasat Adivarnanam Yatha Shastrani Bodhayet Tatha Yoga Samasadya Tattvajnanam cha labhyate. As a person begins with the study of the alphabets and then can learn the Shastras, in the same way, by mastering the technique of yoga, one attains the knowledge of reality. So, very beautiful. See, Abhyasat Adivarnanam, alphabets. So in any language, or if you see, in order to learn Shastras, in order to learn all the texts, we need to know about the alphabets. So without that, we cannot read, we cannot learn. In the same way, mastering the technique of yoga, one attains the knowledge of reality. That means to attain the knowledge of reality, it is essential to learn the techniques of yoga. Of course, there are lot of techniques. So by understanding, by practicing these techniques, ultimately one will lead to the ultimate state, or one will gain the real knowledge. Knowledge in the sense, do not think that it is just the information. Information is different, knowledge is different. Information, of course, now all of us have a lot of information, but knowledge, that is different. So it the practice the practice leads the practitioner to knowledge, not just information. Okay, so that is how beautifully explained here by the Gherandamali.
Sir,
Okay,
sorry for interrupt. PPT is
yeah,
not
please.
printing in my phone. Is
Is it?
anybody facing the same problem?
Yeah, please confirm.
Yes, only first screen, first slide can be seen, ma'am, sir.
Yes.
Oh, it's not moving, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
From
okay,
the
one second, one second, one
thank
second.
you, sir.
One second, please. Okay. Yeah, is it visible now? Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Is it moving now? Can you see the shloka now? Fourth one? No. Which
Yes,
slide
sir.
are you
We can see in fifth slide.
now?
No, still fifth slide showing.
Okay. Okay, it's 1 second. Let's see. Yes, is it moving now? No, I think
Yes, sir.
yes, fine. So fifth shloka, can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine. Thank you. Okay. Yes, fine. So now it is the eighth shloka. Can you see? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Fine. So Ama Kumbha. So in this shloka, see again one of the important shloka in Gheranda Samhita, first chapter. See, आमकुम्भ इवाम्भस्थो जीर्यमाणः सदा घटः योगानलेन सन्दह्य घटशुद्धिं समाचरेत्. Amakumbha. See, the body invariably wears away like an unbaked earthen jar immersed into water. So this example everyone knows here. So if you put an unbaked earthen jar into water, what happens? It just dissolves there, right? Therefore, the body should be conditioned by tempering it with the fire of yoga. See how beautiful is the comparison. You see how an unbaked earthen jar, when it is immersed into water, how it gets dissolved. In the same way, body may also will be like that if it is not tempered with the fire of yoga. So the yogic practices, yogic techniques, what are there? These are all will help to temper the body. That means makes our body healthy. It makes our body fit. It makes our body strong. And therefore, the body, by means of various practices, becomes strong so that it can, or the practitioner can go for higher level of practices, or whatever he does, he will not get affected. That means the body becomes so strong, so healthy. Okay, so this is how he compares. So ghata shuddhim, so he compares our body with the ghata, with the pot. So ghata shuddhim samachare, so therefore it has to be cleansed, it has to be uh, the yogic techniques are to be practiced, and body should become healthy. So a healthy body only will help the practitioner to practice the higher level, and it will help him to reach the highest level, samadhi or moksha, whatever you may call it. So that is how a comparison is given here in the Gheranda Samhita chapter 1. See, next again, next shloka, ninth one, again very important one. See, शोधनं दृढता चैव स्थैर्यं धैर्यं च लाघवं प्रत्यक्षं च निर्लिप्त च घटस्य सप्तसाधनम्. See, as we discussed, there are 7 limbs, 7 chapters, 7 types of practices. What are they? The 7 aids for conditioning the body are Shodhana, purification, Dridhata, strength, Sthairyam, steadiness, Dhairyam, composure, Laghavam, lightness, Pratyaksham, realization, and Nirliptam, isolation. So these are the 7. What are they? 7, see here. See the methods, 7. Shodhana, purification. So this purification can be done with the help of Shat Karma, Shat Kriyas or Shat Karma, purification. Dridhata, strength, by means of asana practice. Sthiryam, steadiness, by mudra practice. And pratyahara practice gives dhairyam, whereas pranayama leads to lightness, laghavam, and dhyana leads to realization, pratyaksham, and nirlipta or the isolation. That stage can be attained by samadhi practice. So these are the 7, and therefore it is saptanga, 7 limbs. So the living creatures, any living creature, so the
देखा
possesses
यहाँ है, जरा बाहर
body
निकलो, कहाँ है?
as the result of good or bad action. Good or bad action. The body always wears a way like an unbaked earthen pot. That is what the previous shloka we discussed. It has to be conditioned, it has to be strengthened. So one who follows these 7 aids, so these 7 types of techniques, types of practices, they surely attains truth and can stop the cycle of death and birth. So the moksha can be attained by means of these 7, by practicing these 7 types of practices. So these are the 7. Shatkarma, Shatkriyas, Asana, Mudra practice, Pratyahara, Pranayama, Dhyana, and Samadhi practice. Yeah. So now in first chapter, this chapter mainly deals with the Shodhana or the purification by means of Kriyas or karmas. Karma or Kriya, same actions. So by practicing various types of techniques called kriyas. So there are 21 kinds of kriyas are explained in Gheranda Samhita. Different types of dhautis, 13, 2 types of bastis, and neti, trataka, nauli, and 3 varieties of kapala bhati, total 21. So Dhautis, as you know, there are 13 and other practices. So total it is 21. So these are the Shat Kriyas. See, Dhauti, Basti, Neti, Trataka, Nauli, Kapala, Bhati are Shat Kriyas. So as you know, these are the 6 types. So each one has different variations. Like Dhauti has 13 variations, 13 practices, and Kapala Bhati has 3 varieties. So like in total it is 21. So these kriyas are cherished processes. As you know, these will help to purify the body internally. So after purifying body properly, one can continue further yogic practices and can achieve success. Because see, kriyas are to be practiced in the beginning. Because body purification is always first, then only other practices. Because when the body is not pure, whenever you practice other practices, it won't be of much useful. Of course, I don't say that there won't be any result, but the results or the movement of energy, so that get enhanced whenever we go for the practices after practicing kriyas. That therefore kriya comes first in the hatha yogic practices. So as the kriyas cleanses impurities from the body, the practitioner can feel the lightness and free flow of respiration. The asana and pranayama practices become easy. The body gets more flexibility also. So this you might have experienced. So when it comes to dhauti, as we discussed, there are 13 types of dhautis are there, 13 varieties of dhautis are there. Okay. So first comes antardhauti. Okay. Antardhauti, dantadhauti, hriddhauti, mula shodhana. Like this, variations are there. So in antardhauti, again you have 4. Okay. So internal washing. Antar, antar means inside, internal. So antar dhauti, purification, washing. There are 4. Vatasara, that is purification by air or wind. That is Vatasara, first one. Second one is Varisara, purification by water. Third one, Vannisara, purification by fire. And last one is Bahishkritam, so lower passage cleansing process. These are the 4 antardhautis. 4 types of antardhautis: Vatasara, Varisara, Vannisara, and Bahishkrita. Okay, so these are the 4. So Vatasara, these practices you might have studied, like, see, air has to be slowly, one has to draw the air through the mouth, forming it like the beak of a crow, and move the abdomen and then slowly expel through the lower passage. That is known as Vatasara. Okay. Next, another one is second one practice is Varisara. So one should drink water slowly by the mouth so as to fill the stomach up to the throat. Then push it by moving the abdomen and evacuate it through the lower passage. That is known as Varisara. Vari means water. And Vannisara. So push the navel against the spine 100 times. Nabhi granthim meru prushthe shatavaram cha karayet. Okay, having thus got rid of abdominal diseases, one increases the gastric heat. That is called as Vannisara. Vanni means Agni. Vannisara, or even it is known as Agnisara. See why Agni has to be improved, because Agni is very vital in our body. So there is a saying that Sarve Rogaha Agni Mulat. If your digestive fire or your Agni is good, then most of the diseases we can prevent. That is called as Vanni Sara. Third one. So one is by air, one is by water, and third one is by fire. Agni Sara or Vanni Sara. Then last one is known as Bahishkrita. Last one is known as Bahishkrita. So again, it is cleansing process of lower passage. So standing in navel deep water, one should push out the Shakti Nadi rectum and wash it with hands till the filth is being removed. So these are the major four antardhautis. So internal level cleansing. Then comes the danta dhauti. Danta dhauti. So cleansing the teeth, tongue, ears, and frontal sinuses. Danta moolam, teeth, jihva moolam, tongue, and karna yugma, ears, and kapala randram, frontal sinuses. So these are the danta dhautis. Four danta dhautis. So here the root of the teeth, root of the tongue, openings of the two ears, and frontal sinuses. So total the cleansing process, all of this are known as danta dhautis. So in order to practice this, there are again various techniques, various tools one can use. So one such tool is, see, rub the root of the teeth with the extract of khadira plant. It's a kind of plant, or with clean earth until impurities removed. So either one can use khadira plant, or one can even use uh, the clean earth, means the soil, clean soil can be used. So this type of dhautis, danta dhautis, again very useful in the practice of yoga. Of course, all these techniques are useful. There is nothing that one is much useful, one is great, and another one is not so good. So nothing like that. Every practice are useful in its own way. So every morning one has to do like this. And when it comes to jihva shodhana is no tongue. Jihva means tongue. Jihva shodhana, putting the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger together into the throat, one should rub out the impurities and clean the root of the tongue. That is jihva shodhana. Jihva shodhana. So this practice, again, useful practice. See, all of these practices will help not only to cleanse, but also this will be useful in order to go for the other higher level of practices also. For example, it will help in the practice of Khechari also. So like that, the different practices will help in the different techniques. Similarly, you have rubbing the auditory canal, karna randhra, inserting the tip of the index finger into the ears. So this will help to cleanse the ears. Then you have cleansing process of frontal sinuses. Frontal sinuses. So in most part of the mouth, so one should rub using the finger, I mean thumb. Okay, so that will also help. So like this, different danta dhautis are also explained. Similarly, you have hriddhauti, okay, hriddhauti, dandadauti, vamanadauti, vastradauti, mula shodhana, cleaning the mula shodhana, cleansing the rectum. So danda dhauti, I don't know whether you have practically practiced it or not. Then it is one of the hriddhauti. Here mainly the banana stem stalk that is used. Okay, rambha dandam, or one can even use harid dandam of that turmeric, or vetra dandam or cane, that also fine. So gradually one has to insert it to the throat and slowly rub. So that is a technique called as Danda Dhauti. Similarly, Vamana Dhauti and Vastra Dhauti. These are, I think, you are familiar with this Vamana Dhauti and Vastra Dhauti. It is vomiting. Drink water. Generally, in practice, it is drinking lukewarm saline water continuously till it reaches to the gullet and then vomiting it out. So that is called as Vamana Dhauti. Or in Hatha Pradipika, even it is called as Gajakarani. Okay. Similarly, you have Vastra Dhauti, inserting a clean cloth. Okay, this cloth is useful, has to be inserted. A white color one, cotton cloth has to be inserted through the mouth till it reaches the stomach, and slowly one has to remove it out. That is called as Vastra Dhauti. So these are all helpful to cleanse the upper GIT, gastrointestinal tract, and it will help to balance the doshas, three doshas. Mainly, it helps to remove the kapha, excessive kapha. So that is why all the kriyas are to be practiced. Those who are having excess of fat and phlegm. By means of these practices, one's body becomes clean. Okay, nadis become cleansed, and one gets the energy, or his cellular level rejuvenation also take place, or detoxification takes place. So all these can be done by practicing these type of practices. And again, you have one more important technique called basti, jala basti and shushka basti. Both are there. Two types of bastis are there. Jala, as you know, using jala, water, and another one is just using the air, shushka basti, without using water. So basti, this is like in modern terminology, we can call it as enema. Okay. So inserting a bamboo, that kind of tube into the anus, Nabhinagna Jala. So in the running water, one has to sit in Utkatasana pose and draw in water and just throw it out through the lower passage. So that is called as Basti. Jala Basti also can be done, or Shushka Basti also can be done. Similarly, next you have Nauli, Nauli Kriya. So in Nauli, as you know, by getting control over the abdominal muscles, moving the abdominal muscles, so that for outlook it looks like it is moving continuously, moving left to right to left, like that. Again, Vamanauli, Dakshina Nauli, like this classifications are there. So uh, this Nauli Kriya, the benefits, if you see abdominal disorders or abdominal ailments, various ailments. So most of the diseases starts with the abdomen because Agni. Okay, that can be prevented. Similarly, it improves the peristalsis. Peristalsis means the movement which happens in the intestine, so that the food, whatever food we ingest, so that becomes chyme and it moves by means of this peristalsis. And it also generates heat into the body, stimulating the digestive power and increasing metabolism and bringing about removal of toxins. So very useful practice, and therefore it is known as crown of Hatha Yogic practices, Nauli Kriya. So not only that, it is useful in elevating constipation, indigestion, nervous diarrhea, acidity, okay, depression, hormonal imbalance, sexual and urinary disorders, laziness, lack of energy, and emotional disturbances too. So the liver, spleen, and various glands are influenced by its practices, and appetite increases, good digestion power. Then one more kriya which is explained is Neti Kriya. As you know, Neti Kriya purifies the nasal and sinus cavities. The sense of smell reaches the brain through the olfactory nerve. The neti removes impurities in the nasal and sinus cavities and strengthens the olfactory nerve. It also stimulates and strengthens the optic nerve. So both olfactory, sense of smell, optic sense of vision. So that is why neti kriya, divya drishti pradayini. So perfect vision one can get by the practice of neti kriya. So Neti Kriya, they mainly refer, it is Sutra Neti. Of course, in practice, we use Jalaneti and Sutra Neti. This mainly refers to Sutra Neti, inserting a sutra into the nasal cavity and removing it out through the throat. That is called as Neti Kriya. Then Kapalabhati, you have three types of Kapalabhatis. Okay. Sit krama, krama, vama krama. See, various types of kapala bhatis are. Kapala bhatir vikhyata kapha dosha vishoshani. So, by means of kapala bhati practice, mainly it helps to overcome kapha doshas. There are so many kapha doshas are there. Mainly, there are 20 types of kapha doshas are there. So, this can be removed by the practice of kapala bhati. So, vatakrama, Vitkrama and Shitkrama. These are the three. Sorry, it is written as Vamakrama. It is not Vamakrama, Vatakrama. Vatakrama, Vitkrama, and Shitkrama. So three types are there. So this can be practiced, but if see all these practices, all the kriyas are useful, but sometimes if someone is suffering from any diseases or some conditions, then it is not recommended. Not only Kapalabhati, any type of kriyas. See, Nasabhyam jalam akrishya. Punarvaktreణ रेचेत् पायं पायं वित्क्रमेण अश्लेष्म दोष निवारयेत्. Vitkrama practice. It is using jala or water. Sucking water by the mouth so as to produce a hissing sound, one should throw it out through the nostrils. That is called Sheetkrama. Purakam rechakam krutva vegena natu dharayet evam abhyasa yogena kaphadosham nivarayet. Vatakrama. So inhalation and exhalation continuously, forcefully, fast. So that is Vatakrama. So three types of Kapala Bhatis are there. The benefits, main benefits of Kapalabhati, it gives proper blood circulation to all parts of the body, and oxygen is efficiently supplied, carbon dioxide is efficiently expelled out. Further, it helps to giving massaging effect to the lungs and increases lung capacity. Again, one of the very important benefit of Kapalabhati. Exchange of gases in the lungs is made efficient through Kapalabhati by squeezing and waving mechanisms. So as you know that, say inhalation, exhalation, mainly the Vatakrama type of Kapalabhati, forceful inhalation, exhalation, so that the lungs contracts, relaxes easily, fast. So by means of this, lung functions can be improved. See, while doing all these kriyas, some precautions one has to take, or one must be aware of precautions. These kriyas should learn from a teacher or an expert. So obviously, all the yogic practices are to be learned by a teacher. But while practicing kriyas, we must be extra careful. Kriyas are generally practiced in the morning in empty stomach. All the kriyas are to be practiced in the morning. Kriyas not advised to the children, of course, because they are in growing stage. So therefore, if it is that much essential, then only, otherwise generally it is not advised. So during menses and the persons who are suffering from serious disorders, okay, or cardiac disorders, so such people are not advised to practice. So depending on the condition, one can decide whether to practice or not. Otherwise, generally it is not recommended to such persons. So therefore, one must be careful while suggesting kriyas to any person, because especially when it comes to therapy, okay, a person who is already suffering from any disease, then we need to be more careful. Okay. Yes. So I have not included any pictures here because I think you might be having the Gheranda Samhita book. You can just go through the last pages of the book. Uh, the pictures of all these kriyas are given there, or I think you might be practicing these kriyas. Okay. Yes. So this is mainly about the first chapter. So you must know here, see the questions, mainly the numbers. How many number of kriyas are there? How many number of dhautis are there? Kapalabhatis are there? Okay. And the dimensions of vastra used, dimensions of sutra used, and types of kapala bhati, swatakrama, shitkrama, shitkrama, all these things. Okay, these are all the things you must keep it in mind. You must remember. And time period of Gheranda Samhita, and Gheranda and Chandaka, about Chandakapali. Okay, so these are the things you should remember, maybe asked. And anyway, we'll discuss about the questions once we finish all the chapters. We'll discuss about the types of questions. Okay, each chapter, the model questions we will discuss at the end of all the 7 chapters. Okay. Yes. Anything more? If you have any, if you need any clarification. Yes. If not, uh, I'll stop it here for today. Let's continue in the next class, the second chapter. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please ask.
In Vamanadauti,
Hmm.
till water where to reach, that much we have to drink.
Yes, till till the
Gullet
throat
means
region.
throat
Throat
region.
region. Yes. We have to drink this lukewarm saline continuously till it reaches to the throat. Means full.
Full jatara means stomach.
Yes, full stomach, and it has to, in that food pipe, it has to raise and it has to reach up to the throat region.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So till then we have to drink. Yes. So I think
Hello.
yes, please.
Ma'am, can you explain the second type of Kapal Bhati? There's a Yukta Karma.
Vyutkrama.
Vyukta.
Vyutkrama.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Vatakrama and Vyutkrama. Second one is okay. See, in Vyutkrama, mainly
Yes.
the water. Okay. See, I'll explain all the three. See, first Vatakrama. Vatakrama means general Kapalabhati, what we are practicing. Inhalation, exhalation rapidly, forcefully. Okay. Second, here Vyutkrama here. See the water. Okay. See, through the nostrils, one has to take in, okay, water, and it has to be thrown out through the mouth. Okay, using, see, one has to keep water in a
Okay.
kind of bowl, and we have to bring it near to the nose,
Mm-hmm.
and how we are inhaling the air in the same way. Inhale, the water has to go inside.
With both the
Okay.
nostril, ma'am.
Yes, yes, both the nostrils.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then in the throat it comes, so, and throw it out through the mouth.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
And Sheet Karma?
That is Vyutkrama. Sheetkrama
Hmm.
means quite opposite to that. Here, first fill the water in the mouth.
Okay.
Okay. Then apply kind of pressure and throw it out through the nostrils.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
yes.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yes. 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 Okay. Done. Fine. So let's continue in the next class, second chapter. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.